I'm never going to respect a DM that uses ChatGPT. There was a thread recently on Reddit of a bunch of DMs talking about how they use ChatGPT to make their lives easier because they can't be asked to come up with small random encounters for their players, or they don't want to make up all these small details such as names or layouts for locations the characters would never return back to. And in my opinion, this is just an excuse to be lazy. This means you don't actually care about the game or your players. There are so many free resources online that have nothing to do with ChatGPT that allow you to make randomized encounters or non-important locations or name random NPCs effortlessly. There are whole books online, downloadable for free, of random encounters already planned out for you perfectly. If you have to resort to the machine that poisons water supplies and puts out more carbon in the air than a car, then I don't trust you with my character, with my story, with my experience at a table, because obviously a point of empathy must be lacking if you are prioritizing your supposed laziness over the lives of real people in the real world. Your laziness at a table telling a fictional story should not take precedent over, again, poisoned water supplies, releasing pollution into the air, or, again, just not caring about your players enough to go online and at least download a free book. Not only this, but ChatGPT is not an accurate calculator. It is not an accurate machine for replicating the data it even can give you. And it makes up stuff all the time, which means you could have extremely inconsistent things that your players go through, which could confuse them. I also saw that apparently DMs will use ChatGPT in order to summarize campaign notes at the end of a session. Why don't you like your own story enough to review your own notes? Why don't you like your own story enough for you to be keeping an accurate track of what your players do? Why don't your players enjoy themselves enough to be able to take notes? Taking notes is something that should, ideally, happen effortlessly at the table, or if you don't take notes, that's a natural consequence of the game. That's a built-in game mechanic for someone to not know something and to be therefore facing consequences for it. ChatGPT takes away a whole element of the game that is not only more personal, but also can create really funny or impactful story moments. Again, you're just cheapening the experience for you and your players, and I wouldn't trust you to be at my table. Say what you want about how hard it can be to keep up with DM expectations or how hard it can be to organize a tabletop game, but I just don't care about your complaints. Is that shitty to say? Maybe it's because I've organized so many tabletop games. Maybe it's because I DM professionally. Maybe it's because I've DM'd so many one-shots and long-form campaigns in my lifetime. But I just think if you're not willing to put in the work, or if you think it's too much work to do it, then you shouldn't be a DM. You just shouldn't be. Because if you're DMing properly, you're going to have to put up with a lot more stuff than just having to name a random NPC or come up with a random monster encounter. You're going to have to do a lot more than that. So if you can't do the bare minimum, I don't expect you to be able to excel well. I know I'm being bitter, I know, but again, I don't really respect anyone who uses ChatGPT regularly. I struggle to respect anyone that uses GenAI regularly. And I don't think that'll change, but it especially won't change for something I'm passionate about, like D&D.